This rhyme is for my slimes I ain't seen in some time, not because they did some crime, but because of the times we in. Look at the state we in. I mean, when is this gonna end? I just hope that they get to see me, because it's the Bar for Bar Weekly. It's the Bar for Bar Weekly for the week of July 24th, 2020, and it has been a really slow week, except for like just random stuff happening. So let's get into it. The first bit of news is, well, it's mostly just going to be about Kanye, honestly. So Kanye last week, or this past week, I guess, held his rally in South Carolina. And that went as expected. I don't know anyone who thought that that rally was going to be any less than what it ended up being. Kanye kind of went into some weird things. I didn't actually watch the whole thing. I just watched bits and pieces because, truth be told, I didn't want to see Kanye in that light. I mean, I'm already aware of the general idea of his thoughts and all that. But I don't know, Kanye's just one of those people that I'm like, I have this image of him and I don't want that to be tarnished, but it kind of is. But anyways, there were a few things that he talked about. The gist of it, I guess, or like some major points I remember from it, are that Kanye is pro-life, but he's also pro-choice. Like, we know where he stands. Like, he is pro-life personally, but he understands the necessity of pro-choice. At least that's what I've gathered. He also broke down because at that moment he was, I guess, worried and concerned that he wasn't actually going to have his child and that his child was, going to be aborted. So he broke down pretty hard during that rally. And then he also said something along the lines of Harriet Tubman not freeing the slaves, but just basically like getting them to work for other white people. You guys can discuss that. I'm not really going to go into that because there's just too much to unpack for this platform. Plus, everyone on Twitter's already gone through that. After that, pretty much every day since then, like in the evening West Coast time, so if he is in Wyoming, I guess late night, he's gone on Twitter and just started going on rants and then deleting them. And this is mostly a concern because the things that he's saying in these tweets and the way he's presenting them make it pretty evident that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're not really aware of, but also there is a pretty high likelihood of Kanye going through a mental issue, like a period of mental health issues. Like, with, at least in my experience, mental health is just kind of like, it has moments where it blows up and then it kind of calms down and it blows up again. Some people just kind of have like this continuous string of things happening. Kanye, to me, seems like he's in this point at where everything's kind of blowing up. And in his tweets, he's kind of alluded to like Kim and the rest of his family trying to get him help. But he's like, they can't do that to me because I'm an adult. Like, they legally can't do this. And I guess it's hard because there's people that genuinely want good for him, but he's kind of refusing help. So it's tough to see. In related Kanye news, the album that he's been teasing for the last week didn't come out today, to no one's surprise. Well, at least not as of right now. There's still about 12 hours in the day as of this recording, so we'll see. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'm not expecting it. Moving on though, Travis Scott's Wave Radio with Chase B came back this week, and on that he played a bunch of songs that haven't been released yet. One from Thugger and Travis Scott titled White Tea. There was, I believe, a Future song as well. And then there was a YBN Cordae song. And there's one more that people were really hyped on, but I don't remember what it was now. He also did play a couple of Kanye tracks. He played Donda and Wash Us in the Blood. So people were like, oh, cool, maybe Donda's actually coming. But, you know, here we are. I'm really interested in actually hearing these songs because I actually had missed the radio show. And I don't really want to go and listen to the SoundCloud rips because, I don't know, to me it just kind of feels like I shouldn't be listening to it yet. I like to wait for an official release. YouTube at a minimum. Yeah, I mean, I am interested to hear what that YBN Cordae song sounds like though. Because he was arrested last week, so. Anyways, the last two bits of news I have. Juice WRLD, his album sold 508,000 in the first week, which is just insane. Because, one, it's like, Juice WRLD was never that big. Like, he's big, but like, to reach gold status in your first week is pretty impressive. Plus, that's not really something that we see too often these days. Like, I believe the only rappers that are able to attain that level of sales would probably be like Kendrick or J. Cole or Drake. Like, no one else really. So that's really exciting. And then I believe Pop Smoke sold just under 400,000. So like, I don't know what that says about the music industry right now. Like, what are we looking for? Or are we just listening to these because posthumous albums and we want to see what they have for us? I don't know. Last major bit of news is from J. Cole, who wrote an essay titled The Audacity for the Players Tribune. I still haven't read it, honestly, but the summary that I've gotten is that it's kind of J. Cole just talking through his career and all of the uncertainties and regrets and just all the issues that he's run into. Also that he can't dunk anymore and he's kind of bummed out about that. But following that, I mean, he did mention the Falloff and how it's coming. People saying that he alluded to it being the last album, and I'm thinking that it's his last album too, but no confirmation. Even Ibrahim's like, we ain't never said it was his last one. We didn't say nothing about retirement. Anyways, he also released 2 songs on the Lewis Street single titled The Climb Back and Lion King on Ice. Those are both the first 2 songs from the Falloff. The way he worded it made it sound like those were the first 2 tracks on the album, but listening to them, I don't think they are. Also, check out my video on the breakdown if you want to try to figure out what those lyrics mean. Yeah, that's all I got. There's not really much news, so let's talk about what albums came out. The deluxe edition for Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon came out. I think it added like 8 more songs. It had a decent amount of songs. Probably more than that. I don't remember exactly. The biggest release, I'd say, is from Logic. He dropped No Pressure, his final album. Review will be coming. I just need some more time to sit with it. The other one that came out was from Currency and Harry Fraud, titled The Outrunners. And I believe the only other album the other EP is from Lupe Fiasco, House. And I've done a breakdown for one of the songs on that already too, so check that out too if you want. But that's all I got. Keeping it pretty light this week. And anyways, thank you for watching and stay safe out there.